So I've just finished my build of the MCK Racer today. I've actually received this for a few days already, but I'm way too busy, so I'm only getting to this today. And I didn't wait to fly it. I went out almost instantly after I finished building it. And I flew about 8 packs on this, and it felt so good. So let's look at the details of this frame. It's got a 20 centimeter wide standoff, so it can reuse a lot of the parts that I've previously printed. For example, these are from the 533 light switch 3D prints, and I've actually remixed this antenna mount for the AXI to fit the 533 light switch Ultra, and this goes onto this frame very nicely as well. What I've got on it is the VCI 2207 Yuki Edition 2100 kV motors and the MCK V351 366 props, which are the best props out there. I've got the HD0 V3 VTX and the Nano 90 and the Foxier stacks. I've used a lot of good screws out here. It's got the titanium screws as well as my own aluminum stack screws and purple aluminum screws on the top plate. Alright, let's take a look at the arms as we put it together. You can see that there's a little bit of a space in between here, and before, when I did the first build, I had to grind off a little bit of carbon here. So basically this spot right there, and this helps to get the two arms all the way into this tight space. And I think that the tolerance is just right for this one. And when I actually have put the screws in, I had to squeeze these two arms a bit so that the holes actually lined up perfectly before I can, get the screw all the way through. But once the screws are all in, this thing is super tight. It doesn't budge at all. Obviously, I haven't flown it enough. I did crash it, 3 or 4 times during my 8 packs when I was pushing it a little bit more towards the end. And the arms are still super tight. So with this design, I think that it helps with a lot of the stress that is being caused when you crash. The stress don't just get pressured onto the screws, but also onto these 2 plates. So there's going to be less abrasion onto the screws, and this is going to last much longer than traditional designs where you only have 2 screws holding each arm. Another thing I really like about this design is that there's a little bit more space at the back here for ESCs like the Foxier ESC. As you can see, nothing goes underneath this ESC except for these 4 stack screw press nuts. And the press nuts for the arms are actually way out here. And there's no way these are going to touch, even if you're bending it pretty hard. So I really like this design. This goes really well with the other ESCs as well. I think Mamba or Rush is going to have something similar. Foxier is probably the longest one out there. So overall, this quad weighs about 259 grams with the props, and the battery strap is not here, but it weighs 259 grams. So this is the first time I've done any kind of review, so do let me know how I did. If you have any comments or questions about my build or the frame, do let me know. Hopefully I'll be able to report back with more flying over the week and let you know more. Thank you.